The room echoed with laughter. The non-human students lounged comfortably in their seats, tails or arms coiled in relaxed positions. It was just a cultural field trip. They had been told that humans were odd, but amusing. Their culture, their food, their music, all interesting but harmless. And that's what they believed, until one of them asked a question. Why have humans been so successful in war? The atmosphere shifted, smiles faded, postures changed, and a strange stillness settled over the room. The human seated before them, an elderly veteran, his face marked with scars and eyes filled with memories, leaned forward slightly. His expression took on a seriousness known only to those who have witnessed the unspeakable. "You really want to know?" he asked. The students nodded. All laughter was gone, and then he began to speak. "Our world wasn't like yours. Enemies were everywhere, sometimes for land, sometimes for faith, sometimes simply because someone was different. We fought each other for centuries, sometimes for ideals, often for nothing. We reduced cities to ash, annihilated entire generations, invented technology solely for killing, and every time, we learned something. We build better weapons, better strategies, better soldiers," a student cautiously asked, "and is that something to be proud of?" The old human laughed softly, but there was no joy in it. "No, it's something to be ashamed of, but it's also the truth. We learned to hate war, but we also learned how to win it. We found that leadership isn't about who shouts the loudest, but who stands up first when everyone else hides. We learned that the best soldier is the one who knows how to kill, but chooses not to. We discovered that empathy and wisdom can be deadlier than any weapon." Another student whispered, "But other species have fought wars too. Battles have raged across the galaxy. What makes humans different?" The old man took a deep breath, as though hundreds of memories passed through his mind in a single heartbeat. "We're different," he said, "because we fight for the ones we love. We don't fight because a queen commands it, or because some brilliant mind calculated it. We fight because we cannot bear to lose someone, a mother, a son, a friend, sometimes even just an idea, justice, freedom, hope. And when a human fights for those things, they become something you've never seen before." Silence fell. No one dared move. The human spoke again, softer now. "You see our victories, our ships, our battles, our flags. But you don't see what they're built on. You don't know our sacrifices." He pulled a small, worn paper from his pocket. A few names were written on it. Holding it gently, he said, "These were the people in my unit. We were 12, only 3 came back, and even then, not all of us really returned. War changes us. Some things don't come back." A journalist, non-human, trained only to gather facts, asked, "Then why do you keep fighting? Why pay such a cost?" The human's eyes locked onto hers. "Because if we didn't fight, the ones we love would never have survived. If we hadn't paid the price, you wouldn't be sitting here today asking this question." In a quiet corner of the bar, a young soldier silently rolled up his sleeve, revealing a name tattooed in burnt ink. "He was my brother. He didn't come back, but he knew why he was going. And so do I." Again, silence swept the room, but this time, it wasn't fear. It was respect. The old man closed his eyes, as if whispering a prayer. "We are called gods of war, but the truth is, we are not gods. We are simply people who have walked through darkness again and again, so that others may still live in the light. We are not terrifying because we are strong. We are terrifying because we care, and there is nothing more dangerous than a heart that loves." But then, I saw that same look again, only this time, something had changed. The smiles, the casual demeanor, the light-hearted jokes had vanished, replaced by solemn stillness across their faces. And the journalist felt an ancient chill run down her spine. Now she understood what that seasoned soldier had tried to warn her about. A different human was emerging now, not the friendly, joking one, but a man who had walked through the inferno of war and returned. The first spoke, his voice heavy and cold. "You asked how we learned what to do in war." Another added softly, "We learned because we had to." A third, now quiet, stared at the burned scars on the back of his hand. The first continued, "You see, we've watched ourselves fall apart, watched friends die, cities burn, planets break, alliances crumble, and still, we didn't stop. Do you know? Every human city has a wall. In some places, they call it a memorial. Sometimes, it's just names. No faces, no medals. Just names. Thousands, millions of names. He looked down, as if recalling every single face. They were our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our friends. Another human nodded slowly, and that wall reminds us. The journalist asked quietly, reminds you of what? The human's eyes shimmered, but his voice stayed firm. That freedom isn't free, that peace has a price. That sometimes, we have to fight to our last breath, just so others can breathe free. The first human had gone completely silent now. Only his lips moved, perhaps a prayer, or a fallen friend's name. The journalist spoke again, carefully choosing her words. Do your wars change you? After a long silence, he replied, all of us change, no one comes back the same. Then he leaned forward slightly, as if sharing a secret. But do you know the most terrifying thing? She waited. The room seemed to hold its breath. It's not how quickly we learn to kill, it's how long we hold ourselves back, and what happens when we're finally forced. He sat upright, eyes now fixed on the stars beyond the window. To fight with our whole heart, because we know what we stand to lose. Then he looked me in the eyes. We want peace. You've heard that. We've always said it. But do you know what peace means to a human? It's not just putting down weapons. It's enduring the things that break you from within and still standing back up. It's that moment when your heart is shattered, yet you run to carry a child to safety. When your eyes are full of tears, but you still lift your comrade's body on your shoulders so he can be buried with honor. Peace means remembering and still moving forward. The other human nodded. His voice was quiet, but every word carried weight. We seek peace, but we are not weak. We love, we laugh, we sing. But when the time comes, we fight. And we fight with such fury that even our enemies tremble, not just from our weapons, but from the reason we fight. We don't fight to survive. We fight for each other. Our pain unites us. Our past shapes us. And our hope makes us undefeatable. Silence once again fell over the room. Then came a soft voice, a human, gazing at the sky, perhaps at all the souls that had passed. We are sons of peace, but when forced, we become gods of war.